First, smartphone is easy to buy the items and make a payment. Due to the pandemic, we all have limited movement. So choosing to buy online is a good way as one of our efforts to curb this pandemic from spreading. Nowadays, everyone with a curse of voice choose to buy stuff, choose to buy the stuff by online. Of course, when we buy an items, we must pay for the items. The idea of using smartphone as our wallet is the best and the easiest way to do everywhere and anytime. Because I think we don't have to get ready to go out, take car keys, drive to the store, and even we don't have to find any stuff at the shop. And the most importantly is we don't even have to queue up at the counter to make a payment. I'm totally agree and I'm totally agree because this is a great way to save our energy and our time. Instead we just stay at home on the phone and choose the item, and make a payment. It's done. My second example is if our parents forgot to pay. It's not a big issue for now because just smartphone we can make a payment on the spot. And the second one is easy to get update information quickly. All we know, smartphone is one way to communicate. Smartphone also make it easier in daily life to get information quickly and all the information update immediately. For example, if we want to go on holiday, of course we want to book a ticket, either flight ticket or bus ticket, and book hotel. Of course, we want to check all the updates, either tickets have not the room hotel is full or not. We all just check in the smartphone via the smartphones, and we don't have to get information without having to go at the counter. And the more example is about vaccination all information about vaccination update all time in the Master Central application and our smartphone. If you want to register to vaccination, we all asked to register and verify our full name, my card number and contact number just via smartphone only. We're just waiting and looking forward the current updates by smartphone only without having to go out. I'm totally agree. Smartphone very important nowadays because they are like the pinnacle of our technology because it's a real as a live pocket computer. That's all from me.
My opinion is nowadays we can see that smartphone has clearly transformed the life of many across the world. We can see that you can see that nearly everything on the smartphone that is truly remarkable. I think smartphone made it easier in our life and my life because smartphone will allow people to get new news and update immediately, whether it is through an application from the browser. As an example, we can see that smartphone will give our information to us like important weather update, school closing, important email, and many other notifications. And that's all the notifications we can receive from our smartphone. Besides that, we can see that from a smartphone, we will get the latest info more easily and quickly. As an example, in the field of work, most of the work will be given and sent via email, WhatsApp, Telegram, and other applications. we can see that from the smartphone it will be easier for us because we can get info about the work that needs to be completed only with email on a smartphone without using or turning our computer or laptop first. Besides, as we know, nowadays pandemic COVID-19, most of students are online learning class. So a few students have left in the village and then enough strong coverage internet. So they can use the smartphone to join online class. So we can see all the activity can be done only by using a smartphone. And smartphone will give more easy in our life.
For me, smartphone may be easy for me to go by the day. A smartphone is a portable device. For me as a student, smartphone make my day very easy because by using smartphones, I can check my homework, class time. I also can send email, read email, and have class to this make a life very easily. I no need to standing in front of desktop computer to send email. Only using smartphone, I can do anything. Other than smartphone can can give me easy to get information. As a student, I need more information about subject I study. So that smartphone give me immediate and easy access to the internet to I do my searching. Other point is helpful apps. There are so many helps. There are so many helpful apps in the world today. For example, dictionary apps. This app gives me knowledge about words I don't understand. So that smartphone help me. The other point is smartphone can organize everything. Help me control my life and organize it. Even just using the basic apps which it can help which organize like calendar apps. In the apps, I can note the date to my class appointments, note and anything. That's it for me.
Almost every day I carry around my smartphone. It's difficult to imagine going about our everyday routines without smartphone. Smartphones are useful, practical and convenient device that we can all use to make our daily activities easier. Smartphone was important for students nowadays to do online learning because of pandemic COVID-19. It also can be used to communicate with friend and teacher in convenient and easily accessible ways. Moreover, most people need to commute or travel at some point in the day. There are numerous smartphone apps that assist significantly with that. For example, there are maps apps that can tell you your location and transportation. In conclusion, smartphone encourage habit and behavior for me to hardworking during my online classes. But we should be very cautious about our overstarting the power of smartphone. Otherwise, we may only understand the implication of this technology after it's too late to change our behavior. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, smartphones have become strongly intertwined to our daily life, especially for students and workers. So, smartphone made our life easier because the entertainment and nightlife are very important to the way socialize individual, and smartphones are once again a huge benefits. If you are planning a fun night out with friends or a romantic date night, or maybe just a quick pizza delivery, your smartphone can come in handy. You may use your phone to download movie application that will display you movie showtimes and allow you to purchase ticket directly from your phone. Dining apps may assist you in locating nearby restaurants, as well as provide you with a menu and user reviews, and then allow you to book a reservation directly from the application. Other apps might assist you in locating local groups and place. Other benefits also, we can say, safety. We are able to our friend and thanks to numerous apps to make us safe, and work alone at no longer needed. So it's been easier for using phones. These smartphones along with their various applications are extremely beneficial to social butterflies, particularly college students. No matter who you are, there is commonly a myth that a smartphone may assist you in planning your day. Thank you.
As for me, it is sure that smartphone has led me into possible ways which are positive and negative. So in my opinion, smartphone has made my life easier. But as for now, the positive has done a lot for me than what the negative has done. So the first one is that if you want to find an ideas and stuff like that, you would use your smartphone rather than just on your laptop and find the ideas. It will be so much of hard work when your phone is just right beside you. The second one is if in your free time you would want to surf the internet and stuff like that, when or even you want to read ebook rather than buying books outside, it will be much possible. So the third is that when emergency times, I would want to call. I would want to use my smartphone to comments or to call the firefighters or the police. And if I do not know what the number, I would want to Google them. Then me turn on my laptop. It will be so much of hard work. And fourth one, which is smartphone can connect me to everyone distance, such as if I would want to go to work in a train, I can FaceTime with my sisters, which is on in Australia. It will be so much handy. And if the next point is that everyone has experienced this, especially the UTM students, we want to use our smartphone to scan the attendance, because if you have your laptop, you wouldn't can scan without having phone, right? So I can also use the smartphone to connect to my TV to watch movies with my families at night, because having a TV does not having movies all the time. So that is all from me. Thank you.
I'm totally agree if young people nowadays less interference if we want to compare the past. Because firstly, the majority of young people of their parent home after graduate from high school or college, and they start making their own money. On the other hand, for me, there are great many of people who are already graduates from college but still live in their parents' nowadays. Even the number of those people continues to increase. The teenager of today take it for granted that they look to their parents for help compared to the past. Also, they don't think it's strange and agree at this situation. For this reason, it is clear that young people nowadays in the young people in the past appears more independent rather than people these days. So next candidate, if you agree with my points.
I think I totally agree with you. As we can see, nowadays modern society is become more different than before because of its development of technology, media, or transportation system. The young people in our generation can enjoy a high number of resources than before. And I think young people nowadays are become less dependent than before on their parents. It is because I think with the development of internet and division of computer and a lot of technology and nowadays we can see that young people can achieve a lot of mission from it. As an example, young people nowadays can know about their country culture, country tradition with this technology and internet. Different with the young people in the past. We can see if they are if they want know about their country, their parents will told them about their country with one generation to another generation. And we can see now young people don't need to ask their parents about many questions like how to make a spaghetti, how we can live in the healthy life, because nowadays young people can find this answer by themselves only by internet only. So from do the influence of the considerable amount of knowledge or information and then from the outside world, we can see nowadays young people in the modern society become more mature early than one in the past. So, Ashikin, what do you think about this statement?
I think I agree with you. Um, Young people these days are less dependent on their parents than in past. Um, like to obtain information or knowledge, with the development of internet and the diffusion of computer, young people can achieve a host of information about this anything like country culture, country traditions. Young people no need to always ask their parents about questions because now they can find this answer by themselves via internet. Young people today grow fast in their too and has become more independent. They gradually from the ideas of independent thinking and unwilling to always rely on their parents to solve problems. In the case that some young people achieve economy independent, frequent broadcast in the media, which indicates that in some extent, young people can survive on their own rather than on their parents. So that the young people demonstrate that they depend less on their parents in the past. What about you, Nabila?
First of all, young people are more related to their friends than parents. Um, as the Greek proverb says, the friend is need is a friend indeed. Uh, they always support and spending time with their friends. Second, young people today are more easier to acquire various information to learn. Thanks to the internet progress, young people can learn more a lot by themselves without parents' aid. According to a recent survey published on the Time magazine, over 15% of young people through solve problem of academic work and advance the major skill. On the contrary, young people in the past had little information to learn. They are indeed dependent on their parents' teaching and answer all the questions. Thus, it is because of far more easier to learn information that today's young people are more independent than counterparts did in the past. So I'm agree with that statement, which young people nowadays are becoming more independent than before on their parents. Uh, Many people may claim that young people in the past were more or less dependent on their parents. Those who boosted the idea may consider that their parents were poor than today's parents. They cannot continue financial support for their children to serve the housing debt, nor go to the study. So young people also can achieve economic independence that indicate in some extent young people can survive on their own rather than parents. They survive with do online selling, do a part-time job, and etc. Lastly, although the young people in the past may depended on their own to do anything, young people nowadays have more resource to facilitate that. Friends company let today young people rely on them. Information is easier and convenient to gain for young people nowadays. How about you, Ain?
I totally agree with you. Okay. As a start, to suggest time first, economic growth and information become more reliable in new age ahead who is the independent generation as it is now in this pandemic season. In my opinion, young people today are less dependent on their parents than in the past. Whether young people today depend more on their parents than in the past has generated considerable discussion among educators and parents. As young people more depends on parents for working and financial example. First, since young people have more pressure to good career, they cannot easily as before. At that time, many of their parents try to use their own relationship to help their children to find a better job. For example, my neighbor Alia, a young lady who just graduated from the university, time because the university that she studied in is not so good. Major is not easy to get a job. She told about her situation and difficulties. After that, her parents found their old friend to help her job. Finally, she got a pretty nice job by their parents' relationship. Obviously, young people may have to depend on their parents more on getting a great career by using the relationship that their parents had. Second, young people may have to let their parents help them with the financial aid so they are more dependent on their parents. In other words, more and more young people may feel hard to be independent if they want to study abroad or start their own work on a big project by using their property. So, as a result, they no longer require their parents' support. Yeah, that's all for me. So, how about Tiha?
Totally agree with you that young people these days are more dependent and independent on their own. This is because I believe that the use of smartphone that we discussed just now can track them to do anything in possible way. Teenagers like us order food through Food Panda or even Grab Food. They don't require their moms or their dads to actually cook for them every day. They can use their smartphone. They can do anything possible way to find food for themselves. The next example is that they can also find partners on their own and not needing any help from their parents. This is because when they go to work, they experience so much of things with so much of people. They can see which one is the right one and which one is not. Young people these days do not really require their parents' help as they believe their experience which can show a good one to themselves in their future. If you can see in this pandemic, you can also see that children at the age of 2 to 3 years old, they went to the quarantine center by themselves. Parents came to the house. They cry in first times their parents, but soon they arrive at the parenting center, they can adapt to people that they meet. Unlike people in past time, they need their parents when they go to their parents to wait for them outside house, but outside of the school. Sorry, but kids these days, they would find their friends themselves and want to communicate with them and about their parents. So I believe that as long as they are know how their parents, meet their parents, which people these days is very open to that. And the last one is that many young people this pandemic an online business throughout this. Why? This is because they do not want to burden their parents. As for us, as young as 20 years old, 18 years old, you can say, or even the people in high school, they want to start an online business because they think that they stayed at home so they want to they would earn money for them or earn. People nowadays do not depend on their parents 100% as they were like the past. That is all from me.
Just want to, no, I just want to share my experience when I
Oh,
was child.
yeah, sure.
Okay. I just want to share and it encouraged me to be more independent. When I was 7 years, when I was seven, at a primary school, after we school, we went to home. Start from primary school to myself without my I but van. So by the van and the driver not stop ran in front of both my parents are right, and so I need to learn myself. I need to independent by myself to went to home by my own. So after school after school I I went to the home to work again to my parents my grandparent house. At the secondary school, I at the secondary school I stay at hostel, and I know everyone stay at hostel. He or she learn to be someone independent because they have lots of things to do by themselves. For example, we need to arrange the schedule for the day, and we need to manage our money for a week or for a month, and we need to wash our clothes by ourselves. It shows that and it's totally make me to be independent. So I'm totally agree if young people today are more independent if you want to compare in the past. So the conclusion is Bella. You can continue.
Okay, now I do the conclusion. Okay. In conclusion, we thanks to education, to parents and internet that help us in to enhance our confidence to be someone um, that can support ourselves. Um, so we all in this group discussion totally agree with that statement, which people nowadays are becoming more independent than before on their parents. than in the past. With our point we discussed. That's it from us. Thank you.